All right, what do we think about this Power 4 versus Power 4 game? Wisconsin and Alabama. Bama's a 3-touchdown favorite. I don't really know what to make of Bama just yet. They obviously showed us, they're bad in Week 1 against Florida State, and then they showed us, how good they can be against, little old UL Monroe. I don't want to overlook a 73-0 game, but it's UL Monroe, so I don't want to go crazy about it. Like, what is this?
Remember,
Alabama
Louisiana
team?
Monroe is not, Brian Vincent's a great head coach. And last year, if I look this up, I think they screwed someone up. That was Alabama deciding they cared about Louisiana Monroe. And by the way, little fun stat on Louisiana Monroe. You know who lost to Louisiana Monroe? Alabama in Nick Saban's first season lost to ULM. So, this is a program that's had a little stuff in the past. It got housed by Texas last year. God, where did they gave someone a hard time?
No, not last year. Maybe it was 2 years.
Well, they beat Army to start the season. They pushed someone up. They started they beat actually James. It's kind of deep cuts, but beating James Madison was a big deal.
JMU's a good team.
Yeah, so this is, I guess what I'm saying is, yes, they were supposed to get destroyed, but that was Alabama deciding hey, we're tired of listening to everything for a while. We're going to hear this. I've gone back and forth on this. It's Wisconsin. They don't have it. I mean, they still the only thing that scares me about this game, by not just outright saying, of course, Alabama, is that Wisconsin's starting to do Wisconsin things again. They're pass rush, time of possession, no penalties, not turning the ball over. Yep. So if you start with that, that's kind of what used to make Wisconsin the thing, where they weren't explosive or anything like this, but they did all the other stuff right, and they're starting to do that. What they are not doing is playing, getting that explosive offense going. They don't have the running game that they used to have. They don't have the killer running backs that Wisconsin normally have. And with Billy Edwards Jr., very questionable at the quarterback for this. Again, this is one of those where I'm kind of thinking, don't overthink this. It might be a fight for about 2.5 quarters, and then Alabama's going to be enough of this, and they just go off. And they did last year, so they didn't have a problem with but that was with Jalen Monroe, a little bit different team. At home, I think I am overthinking this, and I just talked myself and saying, yeah, of course, Alabama, come on.
No, this is Bama or pass, no doubt. And I know they play Georgia, but it's not until 2 weeks. They get a whole week to prepare for Georgia. They'll go into their bye week next week. This is the game where you say, all right, Bama is back. Now, here was my handicap on Bama coming into the year. They might have the best defense in the country. I think I might change that now and say I think Georgia's defense might be the best in the country. They're just so young. I just don't know how good they can be just yet. But, man, that defense looks really good on tape. But I think Bama's defense, that was just a brain fart game. They just weren't prepared. You give Malzahn all the credit. And I think this defense is going to be legit. And, man, you watched Wisconsin's offense struggle against Miami of Ohio to move the ball. How are they going to move it against Bama?
Yeah, and as I keep saying, how stupid do you have to be to start your season in Tallahassee, Florida, or Columbus, Ohio?
Yeah, I don't know the backstory behind the scheduling.
It's I get what they're doing, but that you play Louisiana Monroe first, and then you play Florida State. If you're
do you
Texas,
think if that happened, Pete? Do you think Bama wins that game against Florida State?
Yeah, because these teams don't have their sea legs under them yet. They're not used to getting going, and obviously Florida State came out just raging red hot. And sometimes you get one of those teams that have everything happening for them at once. You have the energy, you have the focus, you have the game plan. And that just all kicked in for Florida State in that one game, and now everyone loves them a little too much.
Yep.
But, yeah, I do think it would probably be a little different. I'm not saying they beat Florida State necessarily, but certainly there was no energy in that Alabama team coming out against Florida State. I do think you're going to see that coming up here against against Wisconsin a little bit. So I think Wisconsin keeps it relatively close because they do have guys, and they do have their defense is playing well so far.
Yeah.
I know it's Miami University, but DeQuan Finn is a all MAC caliber quarterback, but struggling like they did for the first 45, 50 minutes against Middle Tennessee, that wasn't good. So Alabama in this with the points.